Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Happy Halloween. Happy, spooky season. Hope you guys are doing well. Um, I realized it's been a while since I've talked about an Intellivision game. You guys know how much I love the Intellivision. Big Intellivision fan. I'm the crusader for Intellivision. Mattel Electronics presents Intellivision is the greatest system of all time. Well, maybe not, but it's close for me. So I decided to bust out Dracula. You know, Dracula, he's the main star of Castlevania, and in this spin-off, he decides to go in some random town in Romania and execute some civilians. You know, he's thirsty, my boy is thirsty. Someone give him some fucking wine, some blood wine. So, you know, he goes out and he starts killing civilians. That's the story. You don't really need to know anything else. So let's talk about some Dracula. So, like I said, in Dracula, you go around on city streets and you kill people. I know, pretty gruesome for an Intellivision game, but that's what you do. You go around and you lure them out of their apartments. Those dumb motherfuckers, they see some pale dude in a cloak and they're like, yeah, I want to answer my door. Goddamn idiots. They deserve it though. Uh, and the challenge comes from doing it quick. You gotta kill a certain amount of people before the sun comes up. And if the sun does come up, you're dead. So you gotta get your ass back in the coffin, right? You know, you gotta kill all these civilians, but you have the police to stop you in your tracks. The police, you know, I don't know if they care too much about you executing random civilians, but you know, maybe they caught you on some tax fraud. You know, the IRS, they're after you. Those Romanian IRS agents, really after your ass. So you gotta avoid tax fraud, or else the police will come after you like they're doing to Dracula here. They can't kill you in this game, but they can stun you for a few seconds. Uh, you can kill the police by doing a special little bite on these civilians. Instead of killing them, you turn them into a little zombie. And then with the second player controller, you can control the zombie to kill the police, and then they die, and then immediately come back. It's mostly just for points, which is what most games of this era are. They're for points. Anyway, that's mostly about it. You can also turn into a bat, which is kind of cool, but you can't do it for very long, because then a bird comes over and attempts to grab you, and I don't know, I guess Dracula's completely defenseless when he gets grabbed by the bird. So, I don't recommend turning into a bat. Just avoid it. If you need to get a little bit of speed, it's okay. You know, you really got to get back in that coffin, because then it's an instant game over. Anyway, let's get to my thoughts on this game. Uh, it's an interesting game, although with the Intellivision controller, it's just kind of awkward for me. I've gotten used to the Intellivision controller at this point, but like, having to use the second player controller to control the zombie is kind of awkward, as well as having to use the right button to turn them into a zombie and the left button just to regularly suck out their blood. It's just kind of an awkward control scheme. You might get used to it, and luckily it doesn't use the keypad at all, which is always a bonus, but not a great use of the Intellivision controller. But it's not a bad game. It's pretty fun here and there. It's good time for the spooky season. Dracula, he's a total badass in this game. Like, when he opens his mouth, he like completely stretches it open into like an inhuman level. This isn't the Count from Sesame Street. You know, he's an actually pretty cool version of Dracula. Anyway, it's a good arcadey title from Magic. It's not gonna blow you away, and it's a rather expensive cart, at least for Intellivision standards, so if you can find it for cheap, then definitely pick it up. It's a decent arcadey style game, good for short bursts, you know, see how far you can get. It is pretty easy until you get into some of the later levels where you have to kill more people and the time limit's a little more strict. Anyway, I'll give Dracula a score of 7.3 out of 10. Yep, it's a good game. It's Intellivision. Of course it's good. Every Intellivision game is good. They're all classics. But yeah, anyway, happy Halloween. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.